to just take a step back and really like have time to really focus on your body, and then also it's been a great week to like really get ahead of our opponent too. So another thing I feel like we really got better as a team in the bye week is just getting back to the basics, you know what I'm saying? Like getting back to the things that made us great and just working on those things, working on the fundamentals and just making that an emphasis at practice with the time that we had. Like knowing that we had a lot of time. So we really just drilled that every day at practice and just made that like an emphasis, and everybody just being intentional with what they're doing like during practice and people being able to put in extra work after practice too, just getting back in the things that they need to work on too, like individually. So I think we took a big step this bye week in terms of just getting back to our fundamentals and getting back to just working on the things that we need to get better at to translate to game day. So I think this bye week was really big in terms of those things.
J-Mac was talking about too, one of the maybe biggest messages y'all talked about was just playing with more like fun, just having more fun out there. He said seeing teeth. He's like, I want to see smiles and things like that. I mean, just, how much did you guys discuss that? And I mean, to be able to have a bye week that's halfway point of the season, especially first half you guys didn't really want to have record-wise. I mean, how much was it like a reset to be able to kind of just get back to base and be like, okay, we're 0-0 and we can still go in and have the season we want this back in?
Well, we was able to just take a step back and just take a breath, at the end of the day, like, this is a sport we've been playing since we was kids, and, like, just getting that to everybody, like, this, we've been playing this since we was kids, like, this is the same sport you've been playing, and just because, like, no matter what level it's at, it's still the same principle, like, when we're having fun, and when we're, like, there's more plays, guys are flying around, and, like, more positive things are happening, and that just takes it takes a lot of stress off of people too, like we play at this level especially, like everybody's so focused on like winning and losing, and I think that's something that's really underrated is just the fun piece of it, because at the end of the day it's the sport that you love and you can't forget that, and sometimes when you lose focus, like you get overwhelmed, you get stressed, and then it's not everybody, but people are not gelling, people are not like really focusing on what it's really about, and it's about having fun and just competing, and I think that's something that we really got to do this past bye week too, is getting back to that, and that's something that's going to be a big difference, going into this game, like when we're having fun, when we're doing like flying around, like we know the team that we can be, so that's something that's really big.
I feel that's tough, man. If I'm a young player, I go up to you and I say, Blidi, you're telling me to have more fun, but we're 2-4. Like, how do you get a young kid to have more fun when it's a season?
Man, that's a good question. Well, my message to the younger guys, and playing this game for a long time, you play for long enough, you're gonna have wins and losses, but so my message to young guys, like when you are only focused on the record and you lose sight of how fun this sport really is, and like get you losing the gratitude and like that you don't get too many times like this, like have fun with the times you get during this time of your career to do this, and I think really like getting to talk to them and like really making them realize that, like you don't got this for long. You're injury away from not playing this sport again. Like enjoy it, man, have fun, and like when you start seeing more people do that, like you start seeing different results, because it's not just about the wins or losses, it's going back to having fun. So when those younger guys able to realize that, and like when I talk to them and they able to realize that, like they start to it starts to become like more, they play more free, if you play more free, you play with less stress, and that's something that being a younger guy coming on campus, like you just want to produce, you want to win games, and like you forget like you came here because you love this sport. Like you were talented enough to get here, but like when you're out there, have fun with it. Like it's like high school, it's like elementary school, is the same thing. And like when you see it that way, you start to see that you're doing better. Like you're doing as good as you're doing as good as you did when you was back then. Like it's because you're playing loose, and just that's something that that's really when I have a conversation with them, just getting them to realize that like that's gonna be able to you're gonna be able to play loose like that, and when you do that, you're gonna see the results. Like we're gonna get this train moving. Like don't worry about the wins or losses. Those things the wins gonna come, but let's do this. Like focus on having fun at practice. Focus on getting better each day. Like being in the moment and being where your feet are. And that's really my biggest message for them is being where your feet are and like knowing, going back to why, like the why, like the why behind it. Like why are you playing this sport? It's because you love it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I would say.
Y'all have seen some athletic quarterbacks. You're seeing another one this week in Brady Cook. Do you think that helps with a guy like this week? Seeing those guys?
Man, it really does help. I feel like as a team, like as a defense, we're prepared because we've been playing. This is the kind of quarterbacks we've been playing every week. So we know the things that we haven't done so well when it comes to these kind of quarterbacks, and those are the kind of things that we're working on, and that's the kind of things that we're going to take, and you're going to see the difference on game day. We know what we got to do when it comes to those kind of quarterbacks, and we know how to affect these quarterbacks, and that's something that we got to keep on putting the emphasis on, keep on repping. We rep that every day, and this week is going to be even more important because this is the next opponent. So this we feel like pretty prepared because we played a lot of them at this point, but like we're going to get even better. We're going to show up this week, and you're going to see a defense that is we're getting better every week. We're a defense on the rise, and part of playing those kind of quarterbacks every week, like we're going to be more prepared than a team that hasn't seen those kind of quarterbacks yet.
How much of guys like Malik and DeMarcus and Caleb Harris and Jay Crawford, all those young guys, how much have they impressed you?
Man, they come to work every day. They really impress me with their maturity. They come and they come with energy every day, and they come to work every day, and they're ready to be coached up by. It don't matter if it's the coach or it's one of their peers or a guy older than them. That's something that really impressed me about them is just how willing they are to be great. And when you have that, you're going to have guys that are not just getting better, but they're getting the guys around them better. Because yes, they're going to take the constructive criticism when you're coaching them up, but then when they see you and they see something with your technique or they see you kind of your game off, like those guys are going to be the guys that pick you up and make you a better guy and make you a better player on the field. So I think like when it comes to that, like that's something that they do really great.
Good.
Thanks, Philip.